Okay, next is the removal of the final drive. I've already drained the oil out of it. You don't have to drain the oil, but I just like to do it. It keeps the oil from seeping. So to get the final drive off, not that difficult. First thing you gotta do if you have two-wheel drive is remove the two-wheel drive linkage. And so you have an Allen bolt with a nut on the bottom. And the one thing you wanna remember is it goes through this heim joint right here on the linkage, and there's a spacer underneath it. So it's the joint, the spacer, the engagement arm, and then the nut. That's the order that it goes on. So you take that off. You got two 13 millimeter headed bolts that hold the two-wheel drive, the sidecar drive shaft knuckle on. You pull those off and you slide that to the right. And then you got four 17 millimeter nuts around the swing arm that hold that on. Once you get all those disconnected, all you do is when you pull the final drive off, you want to pull it from the front first, so it'll cock like this. It'll cock the main drive shaft U-joint, and then you'll be able to clear all these bolts from the swing arm. One more note on the final drive. If I'm going to have it off for a while and I want to store it, the four mounting studs also hold the outer case on. So when you take it off, the only thing holding the outer case are those two Allen bolts right there. So what I like to do is take some spacers. I just use some large nuts that'll fit down over the stud, and then I put a couple of the hold down bolts back on, and that kind of makes sure that the case stays tight on top of the final drive. Again, if I'm going to store it for a while. They also do that if you ever get one shipped to you. You'll see that they'll have spacers on a couple of those studs and a nut to keep things together.